Oh, that's hot. That's nice.
Oh, did you see the selfie I sent you then?
No.
Oh. Well, you said that's hot, so I thought I might have accidentally sent you a selfie or
Nope.
something.
No, you did no
Oh.
such thing.
Oh. Anyway, so, welcome to the Stalk, everybody. Play the intro music. You frying chicken in there? Stop the music. Okay,
I think I
amazing.
needed more water
As
earlier, but
every
instead I ate
single,
an eighth of a loaf of bread.
oh yeah, he drank all the vodka and ate a loaf of bread, and
I don't even
now
think I
I'm
have
having
any
to.
vodka in my house. I have a small shot glass of whiskey, though, next to me.
Oh, whiskey. Yeah, he's whiskeying up.
Well,
You
to be
know,
fair, it's like a sake thing, but I would call it a shot glass anyway.
it's a sucky thing. What?
Sake. Sake, rice, wine.
Oh,
Wine?
I
Is it
see.
wine?
Sake.
I have a bottle of that. And like a thing that goes with it. It looks very nice, but I don't know if I'd ever fill it and then pour. Like I'd have to have like guests to be like, I break out the wine. I put a quarter of a bottle in here. I don't know why I would need the like decanter for sake,
Because
especially
you
since it
like
doesn't
to
have a fucking
decant
lid.
things.
I don't know if you decant that stuff, let alone
You
how
could.
I stop it. Like it. I mean, I could. I don't have anything to put in the top of that. Like
What is a
whiskey decanters.
decanter?
It uncants things.
Oh, I hate it when things are canted. Can't do them.
I prefer them to be candid instead of canted.
Candid footage?
Oh, God, that is an awful twist for fucking words.
Whoa.
Did you Google it?
No.
Why not? You need to know.
Fine.
Search decanter, or more specifically, search whiskey decanter.
Truthful
Oh,
and
that's
straightforward.
hot.
Frank.
No,
Candid.
that's candid. That's
Oh.
candid.
Oh.
That's where the pun came in because it had a different meaning as well. It had a double meaning as so did as
Is vessel that is used to hold
decanter. Because use it, everyone. Used to.
decantation of a liquid such as wine, which may contain sediments, decanters, which have a shape, a varied shape, and something else. I think it's things that
Yeah.
could have things settle out in them.
Yeah, I guess.
So you get a wide mouth, or a thin mouth, or you got a thing so you ain't pouring it all out. You ain't pouring the bottom liquid out. You're pouring the top liquid.
I guess. I haven't seen a practical. Most people aren't using them in a practical sense, I feel like, but they might be.
Probably not. I'm gonna close my window. I don't know if we want the all that Midwest ambiance of
Yes,
car
you do.
drive,
You love
car
it.
drive, car drive.
I'm picturing you now, sitting there on your little stool across from the campfire, closing your window. You should animate a window behind you, close it,
Yeah,
and then remove
yeah.
it.
Play a green screen video of me closing my own window.
Realistic of your window.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, corn chips.
Well, I can send you a picture of a decanter. Did you look it up?
Yeah, I see what a decanter is. People who are watching, listening, imagine a
Google
wine
decanter.
bottle, and that's kind of what the shape of a decanter is.
Usually fatter.
Usually fatter, but that kind of shape, but like.
But if you look up the word decanter, everyone who loves to have one and use one has made sure it looks extra pretty or is shaped in extra weird ways,
It's
which might
extra
even remove
curvy and
the need
Long.
the use of a decanter.
Thick. So, Mark, you want to talk
Right.
about corn chips, you say? Yes.
Perhaps.
What was the discussion about? I don't
That was
remember.
our starting conversation. That you and I both kind of just like immediately clashed on. But
Oh,
who's the
right.
man that holds up the world
Atlas?
in the Greek? Yeah, I found a decanter stand that is Atlas, and the decanter is shaped like a globe and can rotate.
Wowee!
Just saying, you know.
Pog,
Oh, another one. Yeah, Pog, real Pog.
Pog money
I mean,
champ.
oh, that one's shaped like a football and it goes on a hand. That's lovely. I got a nice one for my brother. It goes in a stand. But
Hmm.
the decanter I have for the sake it's just like a 2 inch by 2 inch, maybe 8 inches tall.
8 inches.
Square. It's black and gray and made of clay, and the top is a pouring
Nice
spout,
round.
but nothing to go in it. It's just a pouring spout. That came with matching small little sake cups, which is
Okay.
nice, but I'm not sure why I'd want to pour it into the decanter unless I was serving it because that looks prettier than the bottle. The bottle does look nice. I don't know what to do after that.
Yeah.
And I can't just keep it there like that. But I digress. Your corn chips.
Yeah, corn chip.
Speaking of other things that we grow to make things like chips instead of whiskey and
Yeah.
rice.
Which is like apples
We
or
don't-
something.
we don't
I
grow
don't
rice.
remember what whiskey's made out of.
Apples make cider, you fuck. Now I have to pee. What have you done? No.
Bluetooth your bladder. Constrict.
So
Power word
whiskey gets
piss.
complicated if I remember correctly because it kind of depends on where it's made.
Isn't it bourbon if it's made in Boston?
Tennessee whiskey must be produced in Tennessee and meets the requirements of bourbon. So Tennessee whiskey is it's just bourbon. It can be real whiskey, but corn whiskey is made of 100% corn. You can get corn whiskey.
Corn whiskey.
We can get you corn whiskey.
Well,
Wheat whiskey needs 51% wheat, which is dumb because I think should be like 60% and be a predominant flavor and not just halfway. Bourbon must be made by the U.S. and be made from at least 51% corn.
Ooh, bourbon.
See, we already have a use for corn.
Yeah.
We don't need to subsidize it. We make whiskey.
We just need to
Also,
make
didn't
more
you send me
corn
the
chips
short?
because corn chips are pretty neat. You ever just have a good corn chip, Mark?
No. Did you see that one where the hillbilly had, what was it? Corn shine or whatever the fuck he drank? He lit it on fire and then he drank it.
I don't know.
He died. You posted. Well,
I
maybe you
did?
didn't. I don't know. 51% rye for rye whiskey.
Go
So,
figure.
I mean, right? The ruling is 51%, if you want to call it that. Although, if it's corn whiskey, it has to be
gluten-free stuff made out of?
100%.
Not gluten. Not wheat.
So, corn whiskey has to be 100%. And you can't label these wrong in the US. They'll kick you in the balls.
Yeah.
So, you can get away with your corn whiskey, probably. Mr. Gluten not tolerant of them and the glutens.
Yeah.
The glutannins?
The tannins, like in acorns, that you have to take out before you eat it because it'll make it bitter.
Right.
But
Exactly.
white acorns are better because they have less tannins in them.
And you can make bread out of them?
Out.
Once you extract the tannins, you can make bread out of them?
Probably.
No, you can.
No?
I saw an acorn flour. It's
Whoa.
gluten-free.
Whoa. So anyway, Mark hates me.
Speaking of gluten-free.
Corn chips. We gotta make
Well, we were
corn
talking about
chips.
subsidies. Let's set the stage. We were talking about like subsidies and corn and
Yeah, I
shit,
don't
and you said
remember
something
what you were
about
talking about, except.
your
Oh wait, no,
specific
wait.
statement
We
though
we
was
started out
I wish
because
there was
I
a corn
posted a thing.
chip.
Shut up! I posted a thing that said.
Hey, we should talk about corn chips.
We talked about a. I posted a thing that said that was it red 40, yellow 5, and blue 1 are all derived from crude oil crude oil or uh, coal, coal tar derivatives, which make me
Coal
not
is
want to
good
eat
for
them.
us. Coal is great for us. Charcoal specifically.
Great, good for lung.
It's good for teeth.
Yeah, nice black teeth.
It goes away pretty quickly, and it's antimicrobial or bacterial. I forget which. Both. I don't know. There are
Mark, do you know
animals that
what
have survived
activated
eating them.
charcoal is?
Yeah, it's good for you.
That that absorbs so much stuff and so much surface area for bacteria to live on. Like you could make pellets out of it and have them just be. This is all the bacteria you need to. I don't know, kickstart whatever. Uh,
I don't understand what you're getting at.
there's a lot of surface area on activated charcoal, and they use it in
And
like algae production and uh, like fish tanks. The things where they take it from. You take the fish poop, which has nitrates in it. You transform that into or it has ammonia in it, which then gets transferred into nit nitrates or nitrites, which then get converted into nitrates by other bacteria. But you need surface area for those bacteria to live on. And activated charcoal has a lot of surface. I think. Maybe. I could be insane. But anyway, we're talking about the derivatives, and then we got talking about the FDA, and I said the FDA we need the FDA because they you get rid of the FDA, then all the farmers aren't gonna have their subsidies, and then they're all gonna die. And then I told Mark to figure out a new way of a new use for corn, and he didn't like the new use of corn. He wanted to just burn all the corn.
I think we're jumping ahead of where the starting point of I would call stupidity in terms of your statement, which was I wish there was a corn chip out there with cheese flavoring.
Yeah,
There is.
I'm not talking about Doritos. Also, that was just another suggestion for a flavor. My original flavor was, I had other flavors other than just cheese. Mark.
I like how no, it's a better idea because of other flavors. We make corn chips already.
Yeah, but you don't put flavor in on them like you do on like Pringles or potato chips or other things. You're gonna look it up and you're not gonna find anything because they don't do it. Not on the corn chips I'm talking about, like like Tostitos. They don't make those with things on them. They make those for dipping. I don't want them for dipping. I want them with like sour cream and onion powder on them and like barbecue and other chip flavors. I don't eat a lot of chip flavors, but I would be more
I think you're
inclined.
stupid because you said I want barbecue and I said Fritos barbecue and he said, "Oh, how about this one?" And I said,
Look,
"Fritos
there's
that
a
one."
difference
How about
between
plain
there's a
Fritos?
difference between Fritos and a corn chip. It's made out of corn, but it's not really. It's more of a corn cracker.
Oh, I mean, I
It
get
says
what you're
corn chips
getting
on
at,
them,
but it
but
hurts my
I'm not
head.
talking about them thick things. I'm talking about the thin, like corn tortilla chip sort of thing.
You know they turned popcorn into a chip, right? I think you're looking for solutions to a problem that will not end because you found a solution. I also think you're looking for a solution where solutions
Are you talking
already
about those
exist.
pop things? Those are good for a few of them, but then they get a weird. I don't want
What are
those.
you talking about? I mean,
The triangle pop things.
I
I don't like.
can't have bread. I want a chip that tastes good to me. Me specifically. And it has nothing to do with the fact I can't have bread.
I
This is
don't
what
know
I hear.
why he
This is what I'm
hates
hearing.
me and why he doesn't want me to have just flavored corn chips.
They exist! I don't understand why you want more.
But
Nothing
Mark,
wrong with more, but why do you need more? And why do you think it's
because
going
they're
to
not
make a
enough.
dent in the
Okay,
corn? Pun
Ugh.
intended.
you, Mark, like
Ah.
you have walnuts. You have like
We have to save the
basic walnuts.
farmers.
Why would you want?
Give me more corn chip, please. I need it.
Mark, you could just eat like a walnut for everything. Why would you want different? Why would you want walnuts in with like chocolate or anything? You already have walnuts. That's what you're
corn chips with
saying.
chocolate? No. No.
That's what you're saying. You
No.
hate walnut brownies because you already have walnuts
No,
that are
no,
in
no,
like,
and it's like if I said, "Damn, I wish I had chocolate with walnuts in it." I really would like walnuts in my chocolate. They should make those. That's what you're saying.
Mark.
That already exists. It's already there, and you're like,
Mark.
"Well, I want other nuts in my chocolate. I
Mark, sweetie.
like other things." Those exist too.
Mark, Mark, it's like I'm asking for, let's say, Little Caesars and their pretzel crust pizza. It's like I'm asking
No.
for that if it didn't exist. And you're saying, oh, but you can get a slice of bread, put ketchup on it, cheese, and some ground beef, and that's the same thing. That's a pretzel crust, basically. You're asking for the thing that exists.
I'm fairly certain that
I'm asking for Tostitos style chips with flavoring on them.
you can definitely get pretzel crust from other places than Little Caesars. It's
Mark,
definitely
it's a metaphor, Mark. I know you can get other. I know you can.
I think it's more of an analogy. Well, maybe metaphor is. You know,
I'm going to
metaphor is better.
piss in your pillow.
You're right.
Not on it. I'm going to enter your pillow and piss in it. I'm going to impregnate it with piss.
So when you ask for a cheesy corn chip and I tell you they exist, you're mad because
it's a different kind of chip. You're saying, oh, you have Doritos.
You have to coach me on the nuances you're concerned about here.
I want cheddar cheese, Tostito style chips, not nacho cheese, yellow corn chip, or whatever. I want. Also, I said I wanted like cheddar cheese flavor as a different thing. I want like other flavors, Mark. You're getting caught up with, oh, but there's another one like that. For that one flavor you said. So your entire argument's bad. I want sour cream and onion Tostito chips. And all the other flavors. I don't know what other I haven't looked at a chip aisle for a while. Because when you look at the potato chips, they're all nitrogen filled bags because potato chips go stale and corn chips go less stale.
They're already stale.
I hate you, and I'm going to kill you. If I
I
look up
do-
if
I
I look
do
up
see the difference
Lay's
between, like-
flavors,
like kind of a fried chip versus the, I don't know how they
like
make
a baked
Tostitos,
chip.
baked chip.
I want a
guess.
baked chip.
I do see that difference. It
Like,
makes
let me
sense.
look.
I mean, Doritos is baked, but it's I can see where the
Dill
texture
pickle.
comes in different there. Although it's not completely made of corn,
Ranch.
Doritos, but it is mostly corn, if I remember correctly.
Also, if you want to tell me that Fritos are the same as a tortilla corn chip, you're wrong, buddy. That's a
You're
different
just
texture
asking for a corn
altogether.
Chip. It's still a corn chip.
It's still a corn chip. It's a different texture.
Yeah. Oh.
You are comparing.
He's
You're
after.
you're comparing.
Never mind.
You're comparing like cinnamon rolls to hard pretzel sticks. They're the same thing.
If it was a pretzel cinnamon roll,
I
would try that. I
don't think
you
I
try
would
that?
because it would be just a hard lump.
No, you're comparing them to pretzel sticks.
Mark, you're saying a pretzel cinnamon roll.
Yeah.
A hard pretzel cinnamon roll.
No, you're comparing it to a hard pretzel. You just told me to open my mind to soft pretzel.
I didn't say soft pretzel. I said it's a different type of bread. Different type.
What kind of bread? Soft pretzel's a bread. Hard pretzel's not a bread.
I'm out of the loop on bread because the bread I get just crumbles in my hand when it's fresh. And I'm like, oh.
Like ash.
Yeah.
Crumbles in my hands like ash. As
Turns
though I
to
am
ash in my
not
mouth.
allowed. Exactly. You're not allowed to eat it. You've been cursed by the gods.
Oh, dang nabbit. Anyway, that heated discussion is over. They're going to be clip farming that one.
Yeah. Okay. I mean, the specific desire for Tostitos texture with flavoring, sure. Sure. They do not have cheese and they don't have cold ranch. They don't seem to care either.
No,
they
they
have
don't.
Salsa verde and lime.
There's also...
That's two separate ones.
But also,
They're not
imagine all the Dorito... Or not Dorito, the other one.
But when you specifically
Pringles.
said for corn chip, I'm like, that exists. But
Right,
fair.
yeah.
Fair on, you want that specific flavor. I don't think that specific flavor is going to save the corn industry, especially if the corn industry is
No.
being subsidized,
It's a
which means they're just going to continue to inflate regardless. Unless you're looking for something to get them to cycle that off to when they cut the subsidy.
Maybe. I don't know, I just wanted flavored corn chips, and that's a bonus for the other thing.
I'd like.
Also,
but you
it's a
started as though
product,
it was the
because
main-
nobody
You
does
started
it.
as though it was the main problem. You're like, we gotta have another use for corn. We're running out of uses for corn.
Yeah, and then you
The
were
government's buying our corn. I want a corn chip. You could have just started with I want a corn chip.
I was thinking of corn, or ideas to make with corn, and then it came into my head. I also kind of want corn chips, because I like corn chips, but they only come in corn flavor. I want more flavor.
You just wanted. Man, corn chips and they're having corn flavor. These
I like it, but I want more flavor. It's like a cat only eating one type of cat food its entire life, and then one time getting diuretic cat food, special blend, and going, oh, this is some garbage shit, because it's the first not monogamous thing he's had in his monotonous, not monogamous.
Monogamous.
Monogamous cat food.
His one violently monogamous meal.
Violently monogamous meal. That's what I call sex with my wife.
You see,
They don't know about my dwarven dating simulator game.
no, they don't.
But they do now.
They do now. You
I'm
let it out of
hyping
the
it.
bag.
Mark, think of all that
You're
hype.
hyping it.
I'm hyping my dwarven dating simulator.
Once it's finally done, we'll set it up for pre-order.
Yeah.
Actually, you should make it and have placeholders, and that will be the pre-order, and you can play that edition, but we'll get semi-professional art to be redone unless...
What do you mean? What's wrong with my art? Shut up, phone. It's not that time yet.
Nothing's wrong with your art.
Crippling sent me a response.
You just can't afford the time. Oh, no.
Let's see what he says, everybody.
Said what kind of pain he's making me go through. I immediately thought he'd be romantic. And he said
What was that last part he said?
Just a second, I gotta respond. No, we're forming, we're podcast, we're making podcast.
Wow, you're really good at insulting. You got him.
I got
him
him
back.
real good.
Got him real good.
Real good.
He's quaking in his baby seal leather boots.
And he would have those. He's at his lake cabin.
Doesn't Greyhound watch these?
I don't know.
He's like, I found a new thing to listen to. I'm like, maybe.
I don't know. Somebody listened to the last episode, what was it, 123 times on a television?
Thank you, whoever you are.
Yes, thank you. We're trying to put out more stuff. There you go. We're doing this
on
for
a
you.
On a television. That's
yeah.
crazy. We love
I think somebody left it on some 123 views. And
yeah, I think
90% from somebody watching on a television.
I'm just imagining
What a way to watch
something
a
for an
podcast.
elderly person. An elderly person is just like having to go to sleep. They've been casting YouTube onto their TV.
Mark, the last one was where
did.
the last one had the animatic of you and me, your revival.
They fell asleep before the animatic finished. They didn't know it was a podcast. They thought it was a TV show.
Yeah.
They just needed a little something to watch.
Whoa! And your big
Wait, how many
hairy arm
times?
was in that.
Wait, stop. How many times?
123.
How many minutes was it? How many days is that?
It's 168 hours with the whole watch time. That
Wait,
is
who turned
5 is 8. Wait, 5.
100? How much? Sorry, do you need help?
168.
24.
4, 6. It's about 6 out.
Okay,
6 days.
It's just shy of 8 days. Wait, 168. Sorry, I thought my brain heard 86.
Yeah. 5 days.
No,
It's 2 hours
you
long.
said 68. You said 168.
Yeah, 168.
That's over 6 days.
Yeah, over 6 days.
Yeah.
My brain hurts, Mark. I had to do more work today at work than I have in a long while.
That's really close to. That is almost 7 days. a
Almost
week.
7 days. So, enough people.
On loop.
And
It
yeah,
had to have been on loop.
yeah. 89%.
'Cause you found out
89%
how
of
many
these
days?
views were on a television. I don't think that many people are watching it on a television. To be that honest, I think it somehow got on a loop on somebody's television for 5
And then
days.
they died. I think they died. I think we're going to go
Laughing.
back to the elderly story.
They
The
died
elderly
laughing.
story. It was so funny they keeled over, and then no one found them for 7 days.
And when they did, they got a good laugh because they saw the funny animatic and our
Right.
anecdotes
And
about
I
RimWorld.
appreciate their dedication. Good work.
Good
Keep
work.
it up.
Rest in peace.
Yeah,
If they died.
but not if they didn't die.
If you didn't die, give them hell.
Go fuck yourself. Oh,
Keep up the good fight. Unless you're...
keep up the good fight.
Unless you're...
Stream to more strange devices.
Yeah. Look, if I don't see that the Stalk has been played on a Samsung the refrigerator, I'm gonna be disappointed.
For 3 days.
For 3 days straight.
My smart microwave and smart toaster has been playing the Stalk.
If I do not see the shower computer, smart
Oh.
shower,
There is I
smart
do wonder
toothbrush.
if this is something you could turn on in like a showcase TV in the electrical or the electronics aisle
Yeah.
at like a Walmart or a Best Buy. It's just got something like this fucking
Maybe.
on.
Maybe.
That would be really dumb. Very
It's not
interesting.
even that visual.
No, it's not.
Yeah.
I was wondering if it could be on an audio thing, then maybe
Maybe.
nobody would notice.
They could be showing the movie and then the audio bar or something. Displaying
Could be.
our sexy voices.
Wow. Hello there. You should buy that thing. No, next to you. Behind you.
Buy it.
Right.
Buy
Yes,
it.
right. No, turn
Buy
around.
it.
No, you've turned. No, that's too far. Right there. There. Touch it. Yes, that.
Touch
No,
it.
to the left
Feel
of it.
it.
Yes, that one.
Try it. On.
Oh. Try one size down. That's too big.
Too big. You're so
Unless
skinny.
it's not.
And fit.
Yeah.
And hot and sexy.
Yeah.
Unless.
You... We're gonna get turned off if you talk like that.
Oh,
You want to remain turned on, don't you?
That's my secret mark.
No.
Anyway. To the next topic.
Yeah, if I scroll up, I could.
That's the new topic bell.
To the next topic. Pull out of this chin.
No, that's the sound that plays when I get a hype train on Twitch. Stop edging your train whistle. So anyway, Mark, if I might say, D&D.
No.
Oh. Fine.
Next topic.
Next topic. Mark,
So-
I have figured out my
No, you haven't.
the next D&D one-shot thing that I want to do that could perhaps turn into a campaign.
Oh,
But
you
more of
want to
an
play D&D during the Midwest get together?
Oh yeah.
Is that related?
Maybe.
You said it's a one shot.
Yeah, one shot. This was going to be before that.
I still think we're
Hopefully.
too autistic for that, but
Yeah.
we'll see.
Yeah.
We need to get
And
those
you are correct.
tasks together.
It might get a bit long in the tooth if we were doing it down there.
Lug in the tooth. Yeah, I think we'll eat up way too much time there when we could be equally doing that somewhere else.
Yeah.
Not that I wouldn't want to do it in person
Yeah.
a little more than online. I do agree.
Yeah, I'm just sitting here looking at
But-
my however much I've spent on dice. Going, I'm never gonna use these.
Yeah, that's why I avoid it unless I try anyway.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna hit my timeout button.
Time out.
Timeout. I gotta pee.
Okay, I'll do some ad reads. Hello, everybody. Welcome. This is the intermission. You might be able to hear Mark in the distance operating his toilet. That is normal and it's a typical thing that we hear when we interact with this man. He is a bit odd, but that is not what I'm here to talk to you about. I'm here to talk about how I stream at twitch.tv/anman4. We have very funny clips there sometimes. Most of the time. Actually, it's all the time. It's a laugh a minute over there. So, you can go over there and check out our vast quantity of clips that are available to view at any time, and see just how funny we are and entertaining. We are so entertaining and alluring, as it were. We typically stream, or at least I typically stream, because it's my channel and nobody else has access to it, even though Greyhound wants access to my channel for some reason. I typically stream on the weekends, mostly, I suppose. Fridays and Sundays are typical streaming days, I'd say, because, it's a fun day.
Don't worry.
Also, oh, he's back.
I've returned.
Oh, good. I've been talking to them.
That's bad. He's
No,
been
it's
insulting
good.
me, hasn't he?
Only in the beginning, only at the start.
Ingredients: yellow corn, sunflower oil, whey salt, tomato powder, cheddar cheese,
Stop reading my nutrition label, Ma.
natural flavors, spices. Hey, yeah, the poppers just don't have. What poppers were you eating, by the way? The popcorners.
The triangle ones in the red and blue bags. I don't know what flavor. Oh, time back in.
When you complain about the flavors, they are the part you
Corn.
should be figuring out. The white one's the blue one's the white cheddar, and the
Popcorners, yeah.
red one is the kettle corn.
Yeah. Those are
I
nice,
think the
but
kettle corn is perfectly fine. The white cheddar tastes weird.
it does taste weird. I doubt it has actual cheese in it.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, probably not. I have not had the orange one, spicy queso. But the sea salt one is fine too. It's just popcorn at that point.
Hmm. They have
But the kettle
cinnamon
corn?
crunch.
They do.
But anyway, those are
Centaur?
different. Those are a different texture than what I would really like.
They
And
are.
the cor-
They
and the
are.
pu-
They
the-
are.
Look,
I
they
didn't
used
know
to-
we
they
were
used to be
focusing
more-
on the texture.
they used
so
to be
hard.
more like thicker and be more fluffy and have air in them. But the ones that I got most recently,
What are we talking about?
the
The
popcorners,
popcorners?
Yeah.
Oh,
they seem to be more thin and just kind of glass-like. If I had to
oh.
use a
I
descriptor.
haven't super noticed. I do kind of agree with the statement, though I'm not 100% sure exactly to what extent you're referring to, of the kettle corn specifically. But I feel like that's just because it's got like an extra sugary nonsense or whatever.
Yeah, but they used to be
It
thicker.
doesn't have a lot
when
of
my
sugar in it.
when my mom first got them that whatever years ago, whatever. They were like thick and they had volume to them. The ones I
Would
got,
have enjoyed it during its heyday.
yes, but now the last few times I try a few and it's like, oh, that's just. It reminds me of the cauliflower Cheez-It knockoffs that I got because the Cheez-Its aren't gluten free. That I got, and were basically glass in my mouth. They were terrible. I hated them.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Have you had kettle corn just like by itself though?
yes,
Like popcorn, kettle corn?
yes,
Wouldn't you argue that's messy?
yes.
have you noticed eating the kettle corn popcorners? There is almost zero mess. There's like nothing.
Maybe.
There's nothing.
I haven't had it.
If you don't like the hassle of getting the weird sugary bits all over your hands and actually eating less sugar, the popcorners kettle corn is almost or is exactly kettle corn flavor in your head and no mess.
Mm.
Kind of like how, at least ideologically in my head, they're like Doritos. It has to have the powder on it, but we have these Chinese versions we send to Asia that has no powder on it, but it tastes exactly the same.
Hmm.
You can also get plain Doritos
Interesting.
if you were interested in corn flavored, which you weren't, but you know.
Yeah, I already have corn flavored. I want other flavors.
No, this is a different texture.
Mark, we have changed the subject. We have to move
Nope,
on.
back to the subject. Nope, back. We're gonna backtrack every time, just like we're sewing.
Anyway, Mark,
Calories are
I
pretty
have
low on
I
corn
have
poppers,
D&D
too.
one shot that your character in it, the characters could continue
involve
on
corn?
to other thing, or you could. That guy had a heart attack and died off camera, so we have new guy for you. That could
that's
happen.
what happens to all of them.
Yeah.
If they
What?
if they die of a heart attack, they reincarnate.
Yeah.
But if they die of anything else, they die.
Yeah. Roll on the heart attack thing. You had 3 simultaneous heart attacks.
Congratulations. You rolled a turkey.
Gobble gobble. Anyway, I've also flushed out the. I've kind of flushed out the world setting, which is. It's also in the same universe as the other
Oh, no.
one.
Not Gobs Are Us.
Oh yeah, it has Gobs R Us. There's a chain of convenience store, kind of Walmart knockoff. They have everything, called Gobs R Us. It's run by goblins, go figure. And Mark loved it. Mark had such a good time at Gobs R Us.
No.
What do you mean no?
No.
What's wrong with Gobs R Us?
That's a different statement. I cannot have fun in a place that has no problem.
Okay.
I
Why
did
didn't
say
you
there
have
was
fun
no
at
problem.
Gobs R Us? It's a whimsical place, Mark. Full
I
whimsy.
felt like I was high and also drinking rum.
I think
I
you
didn't-
were drinking and like tired.
I should have drank more. Your universe confuses me.
Mark, I live in this universe. It's called my mind. It's called my brain. That's just what I think of when I think of D&D, and I go, oh.
In the medieval fantasy setting, your condo that was 40 stories underground and
Yeah.
above ground
Yeah.
is an architectural marvel,
Yes.
save for
Goes down to the
dwarven
bedrock.
engineering.
Geothermal heating in the bottom floors.
Oh. We're at the build limit.
We've hit bedrock!
We can't
Yeah.
afford dwarves to move the bedrock. I'm sorry.
No,
This is as deep as we
no.
go.
We need more dwarves, which is why we got the dwarven dating service.
God damn it. And all the other
That's in the universe,
madness
too.
things. All the other madness things, and then the small things that are from modern the world that like appear there, and large things like the condominium and the fucking door Gobs Are Us, which has like electronic opening doors.
No, they're just goblins there that open the door.
It's automatic doors. I didn't know it was
Automatic
manual.
goblin doors.
Stop it. Stop it. Stop it. I know what you did there. I heard it.
I didn't.
I heard it. I heard it.
Oh no! I'm just bashing these together in my hand like shiny
No,
rocks.
I thought you were hitting me with the mahogany doors, but automatic goblin doors.
Oh. I mean, I
You
could
did,
if you
like,
want
the tone
me to.
the same. You did the tone the same way. I thought
Goblin doors. Automatic goblin door.
Anyway.
Yeah. But anyway. General world history. There was a war that lasted 1,000 years between, like, all the nations. And then they decided, hey, this is getting old, and I don't remember why we're doing it. And then they came to a peace, and that was 100 years ago. And now they're all rebuilding their kingdoms. And that's where you find yourself in. Brookenbrook, the place you found yourself in, was a new development.
It's a new development.
Yes, new development.
It's a new development.
Yeah. But anyway. Soon, I want to try and get however many guys I can to do a D&D thing. I think Mark might be interested, however he might not also be interested. I wonder who else
In doing it, or in like doing it in person?
Not in person because I don't Mark, you're the only guy I know around here.
Oh, I thought you meant like at the place.
I mean,
Where we
that
do
is
things.
just a sheer 3 months away.
The Western Front.
Oh my.
I need to work out more.
Yeah. I can't be the twink of the group. I just can't.
How much do you weigh? Do you weigh less than me or more than me? You must weigh less than me. You gotta weigh less than me.
What do you mean?
Yeah, you do. You do.
You're
We
so
discussed
short,
about it.
Mark. You're so short. You're like 3 heads shorter than I am.
I said weigh, and no, I'm not.
Yes, you are. You're such a little guy. Disregarding the fact that
No.
even in the depiction on screen right now, you are
I'm taller.
like a head taller than me.
Look at me. Look at me. So big.
So big and thick and meaty.
Big and meaty.
So big and meaty. Oh, I'm so big and meaty. Throws myself at
No,
you.
no. You've been saving the way you say it.
Oh,
You've been practicing, haven't you?
I'm so thick and meaty.
Meaty. Oh,
Oh, so
so
big. I'm so buff and meaty.
meaty. You have to like choke on your own
Oh.
tongue to say it that way.
Oh, so buff
Oh,
and
oh.
meaty. Yeah.
Stupid. Insert clip of you doing that
Insert
in
clip
one of our
here.
streams.
Yeah.
Well, you did it in one of our streams, and now it's caught on for something you to say forever.
Yeah.
I
'Cause
can't
am,
remember.
you know.
Was it a repo one? I don't
Yeah, it's
remember. You
repo.
said so big and
Yeah, and then
you ragdolled
I
at a
threw
motherfucker.
myself at somebody. And then it faded to black.
Yeah, you might have killed somebody. You might have died immediately. I don't remember.
No, it was
how
in
that
it was in the car.
Oh, at us as it faded out.
Yeah. Like roar.
Oh.
Yeah.
So
But anyway, I'm gonna have to see if I can scrounge together some gentlemen to do a round of D&D. I might also try and
Okay,
throw together a... Do we want to do the idea of a quick D&D thing down at the meeting?
oh, what do you mean an idea of?
Yeah, you know the idea we had? That I had and then you called dibs on? Reincarnating D&D characters.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
What about it?
Do we want to do something like that down at the thing? That could go quick, maybe.
I don't know. It could maybe.
Oh, I've dropped a D. 100.
It
Playing
could.
with my guy.
maybe.
We'll have to discuss.
Bro,
I don't know what we're going to do down there if Canadian's not going to be there.
more normal things.
Yeah.
But
But
like I
what?
told you, we gotta
It's in
discuss that.
We're meeting in Des Moines, Iowa. There's not a lot of things
There's-
there.
That's where everything is.
Yeah, that's where everything is in the state, and there's nothing in the state.
There's a whole lot of nothing to be done there.
There's a whole lot of nothing to be done. I mean, maybe they have like a bowling alley or a laser tag
We're
place.
still gonna eat nice meat. We're still gonna like walk around and look at shit. We're still gonna
Can I go to museums
look,
in Des
like I
Moines?
said,
Let me
I
look.
told you, we're gonna pull up. I'm pretty sure there's a computer museum. But I could be wrong.
That Des Moines is where Iowa is where we made the first programmable computer. Like the first one
can
that
see
was
him-
like,
He's
hey,
flexing on camera right now.
I am flexing.
like,
I'm also
"This
flexing
is
off
Iowa."
camera. We also made uranium refining in the elevator.
Fucking using it anyway.
Des Moines.
How do you feel about nuclear power?
We should do more of it.
I think we should.
The people that hate nuclear power don't know what it does. They don't know how
No.
it works.
And what's crazy is you could have a nuclear meltdown in a power plant and nothing happens.
Yeah.
It's like, the saw stop for your saw. If you get the saw stop to engage, it's going to damage the saw. The saw is the uranium in the meltdown.
And the
saw
stop is
the
tungsten fuel
factory.
rod, or no, just tungsten rods.
So they just have to handle all that shit and then put new things in. Like,
The
it's
only
not
reason
like we
that-
explode.
The only reason that system failed in Chernobyl is because the Russians were very cheap and they didn't want to put more than they had to into it to get it to work at all. And they put enriched uranium on the tips of those rods so that when they plunged them back in for a split second, it went they created 30 years of energy in a fifth of a second. And that vaporized all the water in there, and that blew the lid off. When your emergency e-brake has a split second of 50,000 times the energy or 50,000 times the power going into the system, it's not that good of an emergency stop.
It's like if you had a fire retardant blanket and you were going to smother out a fire, but it was soaked in kerosene.
It
It's
has gunpowder on the outside of it. Just get a little bit of extra heat out of it before you smother.
I do have a video about the molecular breakdown of the accident.
Oh yeah, I saw.
Only managed to get through a third of it.
Animated video?
Yeah, with all the fuel rods and
the
levels of stuff.
Like they had the one I saw. They simulated.
Make
They had a
bird noises at me.
simulation of a simplified
Pachinko
simulation
noises
of
at
a
me.
2D reactor where
Yeah,
they
I think
had
that
the
was
things going.
We're talking like a soft blue and red with gray fuel rods and stuff.
When they took what they were doing when they were doing that was doing some sort of test where they were trying to restart the reactor, I think. So they pumped out all of the water that was cooling it so that they would get more reactions, more things to get it going, and then they were going to pump more water into it. But something went wrong. One of the switches sensors they had was wrong, and it didn't pump in water when they thought there was water in there or something. And then later, when they auxiliary water pump it in, too much water, and then it made steam, and then the steam accelerated the stuff, and then when they hit the e-brake, everything exploded because there's more reactivity. Because they had all the control rods all the way
Yeah.
out.
Oh.
Anyway,
Well, they, I mean, there is a new. Okay, all that aside, I mean, it should be well regulated for safety, government wise. Those motherfuckers should be like OSHA inspected every year.
yeah,
Fuck, every 6 months.
Yeah.
I don't care. Because most businesses just sit around and don't get OSHA inspected unless they cause a problem. Those fuckers need to be OSHA inspected
Yeah.
every fucking 6 months.
and mind you,
100%.
that was all under the Soviet Union. So,
Which, if you remember a bunch of things about all of the technology they've made in that era, they had safety as a number one concern.
yes.
Which was
When they made their
complete
rockets, they
sarcasm, if
said,
we wanna
"What
talk
do you
about-
mean
yeah.
What do you mean staging? We have 30 rockets on the bottom of our rocket."
If I remember correctly, like the
And they all
comparison
go
of
at
US
once.
U.S. tests versus Soviet tests, and sending people up or sending rockets up until they decided put human in it is phenomenally different. Like there was a lot more testing on the U.S. side than there was on the Soviet side. And they're like, send it, just send it. It's fine. Punch it. Way less rigorous testing. If we're not talking about safety features, we're at least talking about making sure that that was a consistent result before we did that. So the cost was also way up for that. But there's also a uranium pebble bed method that now exists. I don't know who made it. I know China is the first place to test it large scale. So they do actually supposedly, provided that's not false information, because they have a habit of doing that. They actually have a functional uranium pebble bed, which basically works like I knew the way it worked when I watched the thing, and then after a couple weeks, I don't remember how it worked. But the bed, which is actually made up of like small pebbles that I think you have the fuel as pebbles, but the way it's working with running water and something else, it effectively is always in a state of having all of the fuel rods. It's just able to make its power, and it will, when it has a meltdown, it will heat up, and then that causes a reaction which results in it being more intense in fuel rod.
Sorry.
It's not actually fuel rods, but
I've-
the more intense the reaction,
something
the
else.
harder, or it triggers the counteraction, and basically it'll spike and then it will stop and it will cool back down to stable, and you don't actually waste very much uranium by doing that, so you don't need to brick the whole system and then start over with new rods and new fuel. You can have a meltdown without damaging most of your fuel, as well as it's just a consistent thing that's already in play. And they tested an overload. They forcefully but carefully tried to overload it to make sure that it would actually come back down. There's been a lot of small scales for that. I think they were saying that China did a test and had a successful save of a meltdown just passively by design for one pebble bed factory, or one pebble bed uranium power plant. So that's good news. The idea that they all passively do that and you don't need to triple check every piece of equipment to make sure that's going to hold it together.
Yeah.
That's really good.
I'm
Plus,
kind of
we handle
partial.
waste really well these days.
I'm partial to the liquid salt thorium reactors myself.
Oh my.
Thorium has a lot more bang for its buck than uranium.
But
the reason we don't-
byproduct from
but-
uranium
Maybe. But
after they use it,
perhaps. But
I think it is. So you can actually have those as well.
yeah, but
And we can use the remaining things.
problem-
Also, France can recycle like 96% of used uranium rods.
well,
right
they
now.
could. I think they've shut down all of their nuclear power in
I
favor
don't
of
understand why they did that. I think they're
because
still
because they
making
wanted
the
they wanted
recycling
Russian
zones.
coal.
I don't understand.
But see, the main reason that we have uranium reactors instead of thorium reactors is because uranium reactors, their byproducts, are used to make bombs. Whereas thorium, you can't make bombs out of thorium. So, Cold War, you want nukes. You don't want infinite energy. Also, in a thorium
we
reactor,
don't have that many.
you need
uranium
extra.
reactors.
You
We
need.
still have more.
Yeah. You have a. You have your thorium, but you also need another. I don't remember what it is. There's a Salmonella video on this. Go look it up. I trust him for whatever. For some reason, I'm crazy, but you need something else.
Nuts.
Yeah, you need something else to enrich the thorium to do its reaction. And if it all goes out of whack, that enriching thing will just melt away and it can be drained in another thing, and then the reaction stops. And if you have a liquid salt reactor, it can't. You are not getting that hot enough to. It's not going to expand when it gets too hot because it's not going to vaporize like water will.
Salt's really hot.
It's really hot, and it's already hot, so
Can't get hotter. It's already
exactly.
hot.
It's safer. So anyway,
Yeah.
then
we could still do both and still have byproducts of uranium for bombs.
Iowa PBS, Iowa Innovators. This has a list of inventions and stuff that was made in Iowa. Corn picker. Patrick J. Lawler was a farm kid who didn't like the hard work of farming. Picking corn by hand left him exhausted, but he liked tinkering with machines and dreamed of an easier way to get the job done. So anyway, we made the corn picker. Surprise, surprise.
So you're telling me we invented the combine?
The combine is a different thing. Corn pickers, they pick the cob off of the... Or they pick the ear off of the...
I think we've had this discussion. I vaguely remember this.
Maybe.
Because we were talking about how the corn picker got there.
Yeah,
Not to say we had it on.
Yeah, the corn picker, the reason why we didn't have a combine for a long while and we just had corn pickers and corn cribs was because they didn't have an efficient way of moving the shelled corn. Because it's like a liquid, but it is not a liquid. Until they realized, hey, we can use augers. And then they had
like a liquid, but it's not a liquid, and I still suffocate when I go into it.
Yeah, it's a non-Newtonian fluid.
I'm dying. Help.
Yeah.
Help, I cannot breathe corn.
Yeah.
I may be born here, but I do not have this attribute.
Yeah, he doesn't have these corn gills yet.
Corn gills.
Yeah, anyway. The gasoline tractor. In 1892, John Froelich built the first gasoline-powered tractor that propelled itself backwards and forwards. His invention helped pave the way for modern farming. Helicopter.
Did what?
August Werner had a vision. He wanted to be the first person to invent an aircraft that could actually fly, with a person in it. For months, Werner secretly worked on his invention. On July 4th, 1886, Werner and a passenger got into his homemade helicopter. The machine rose about 4 feet off the ground before one of the wooden cogs gave way and the helicopter crashed into a heap. Werner never again attempted to fly, but his 4-foot flight took place 17 years before the Wright brothers took their historic first flight at Kitty Hawk.
What?
What?
So he invented a helicopter before the plane was, but he failed to perfect it.
Yeah. It flew for 4 feet, and then something snapped, and he was like, I'm giving up.
And if he just didn't give up...
Yeah, and if he used metal cogs, if he used aluminum cogs, he would have won. He would have done it. Soy ink. 1988, artist Sharon Brewer of Newell was experimenting in her studio. She tested new type of...
That's it!
New
Wait,
type of
that's
ink
it! That's what we need!
From soybean oil.
We need corn ink.
Exactly. Brewer liked using this ink because farmers grow soybeans throughout Iowa. In 1991, Brewer attained patents for formulas for soy newspaper ink, artist ink, paint, and other products. Trampoline.
Soy Boy newspaper. What?
Cedar Rapids native George F. Neeson loved to bounce. And thank you, IowaPBS.com.
I
.org.
hate how we write things around here.
Yeah.
God, the dullest of textbooks.
I love it. Just like he
Oh.
loved to bounce. And he knew that
Man,
most
that
kids
guy,
do too.
He really loved to Shucks, that man, he... Like,
As a kid,
we're-
Neeson's heroes were circus acrobats. As a college student in the 1930s, Neeson was a national
Our newspapers are so
intercollegiate
bland.
tumbling champion. National intercollegiate tumbling champion. Okay, that is words that I have said. Neeson
What?
invented the modern trampoline, building the first model in 1931. By 1940, he produced trampolines full-time at his home. The business grew, and Neeson moved production to a Cedar Rapids factory site in 1947. Neeson sold his trampoline manufacturing business to a New Jersey company in 1981. So there you go, Mark. We invented trampolines.
That's actually...
The next...
Flex.
Okay, guess what the next invention is going to be. What do you think we invented?
I
Mark?
have a question, though.
Yes.
How many... Okay, so if we're the epicenter of trampolines...
Yes.
How many places have a trampoline? Or is it more of a
A lot
culturally
of them,
local
actually.
thing?
The amount of times you go driving, at least here, and you just see
Well, that's
an
here.
old
I mean,
trampoline
like,
in the yard.
Outside of here. Like, if I go to California, do they do trampolines over there?
I don't know. We like to bounce here. What can I say?
Well, it's like trampolines, they're everywhere, but I come to find out they were made here. So the question is, have they left here?
We'll have to figure it out.
I'm Googling it.
Yeah, Google that.
The other...
Do you want to know what the next invention is?
Is it sex related? Since there's this...
Women's rights!
It is sex related.
We made women's rights!
The other kind of sex.
The one that's not us. Many
Well,
individuals fought for
I meant
civil
not the
rights for
action,
women in
the
the United
noun.
States. One Iowa woman became a legend in the fight. Carrie Lane Chapman Cash
Underwood.
was a graduate of Iowa State College in 1880. She was the only woman in her class and graduated at the top of the class. She became a superintendent of schools in Mason City. Carrie worked to win the right to vote for women in local elections in Iowa. Later, she went on to become the president of the National American Women's Suffrage Association. She organized the League of Women Voters when it looked like women would finally get to vote. We also invented the arts and science, so what are you going to do?
The arts.
We invented the arts.
Art was not a thing before. Global Trampoline Park Market.
Huh.
North America. 400 million?
Also, we did have George Washington Carver was the first African American to graduate from Iowa State College and the first to serve on its faculty. Also, he invented the idea of, hey guys, if we don't plant the same thing in the same field every year, things do better.
Yeah, that's...
You don't get your
basically just-
nematodes and your nitrogen depletion. He also...
I mean, it's just basic concept of, like, malnutrition in humans. You
Yeah.
need to diversify your diet.
Yeah, but he
Diversify the
realized
soil's
that.
Diet. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's a shame.
I learned
Just
that because in
trying
Ames, I was coming out of the Walmart and I saw the mural on the wall. I was like, who's
individual.
that guy? He better have done something important. He invented agriculture. Oh!
He invented agriculture. We didn't have agriculture before. He invented it.
Yeah.
It's never existed.
Also, AI Overview says we invented...
Kill it, the AI overview.
electric digital computer, John Atanasoff was a Clifford Berry, and Clifford Berry at Iowa State University developed the first electronic digital computer, known as the Atanasoff-Berry computer, ABC,
words.
in the 1930s. Sliced
Dumbass,
bread,
just wanted to make sure. it
Otto
was ABC.
Frederick Rodwetter,
That's right. We came over from. Why did
born
we
in
invent
Davenport,
slice?
invented and marketed the bread slicer.
Did I can't remember how that went. There was a German man who came over from Germany and then invented the bread slicer, and then we
No, he was
proceeded
born
to
in
sell
Davenport.
pre-sliced bread. Was there not a guy?
Maybe. It does
Okay.
sound... I don't know. I don't know, me.
That's in my head from somewhere.
Eskimo
Is
pie.
his dad from Germany?
Probably. His name is Otto Frederick Rodwetter.
Well, there we go. So his parents probably got here and then got busy.
Yeah.
If you will.
Anyway, Eskimo pie. Christian Kent Nelson, a candy store owner in Ottawa, reportedly received the idea for the Eskimo pie in 1920 when a boy in his store couldn't decide between ice cream and a chocolate bar.
Everybody has trampolines. I'm just losing my mind.
Yeah. We invented the vending machine.
Wow, we're cooler than I thought.
Yeah. And Pinterest.
Oh, it makes sense.
Yeah.
It makes sense. Still, not exactly proud.
Where was the...
It's not a terrible place, I suppose.
Where was the elevator invented? Ancient Rome and Greece. That's not Iowa.
Ancient Rome.
Anyway, before we get too long in the tooth, you want to
You
talk
were
about your
loving that
boss and how
line
you
today.
described Abiotic Factor?
It's not my boss.
Never mind.
It's my coworker.
Your coworker, whatever.
Alright,
Oh
so
wait, you
she's
described
like-
to your boss, Gobs R Us.
No, again, my coworker.
Oh,
I
your
accidentally
coworker.
said boss twice,
Yeah.
or once when I was talking to you. I don't remember.
Yeah, and I
many
just kept
times?
that with me.
No, okay, so my coworker, she's like 64. So she's double my
Not a
age.
spring chicken, as they'd say.
No. But she has played Zelda. And so I was talking a little bit about D&D that we had because you were saying something to me and then I was saying this is preposterous. I can't believe that Ant-Man here is saying that the D&D wouldn't take that long that we want to do because it would we just happened to take really long last time. You went everywhere except for the places
Yeah.
that you were supposed to go for the story, and I'm like, I made
a map.
They were all nice, cool places to go. I need to go see the condo that goes
Yeah.
40 fucking stories into the dirt.
Wait, what am I
I
saying?
need to go see all
Why
these
would I say
things.
editor me put the thing on screen? I'm just gonna put the thing on screen now. For the
Oh,
map.
don't do that. No.
I'm gonna put the map
So,
on
like,
screen, Mark.
Gives me all of the options. I have a smorgasbord to pick from, and I go ahead and start going to the most interesting things and
Which I'm not-
maybe some of the linchpins.
See, the thing was,
Do you know what's the most boring thing on here? Probably barracks, which was apparently the place we needed to go for the solution. There's a
The whole
a
thing
square
was
here
they get
that
into
says
the guard
Bloods.
post.
Yeah, I'm gonna go to the Bloods. What's Bloods?
it's a family whose last name is Blood.
You also have warehouse, but isn't. Wait, did you have two warehouses?
There's a storehouse and the warehouse. And the warehouse
Oh, but
was
your
just
warehouse isn't.
It's a hole in the ground.
Yeah, but that's warehouse like werewolf.
Anyway, they were supposed to,
So when you see condo, old folks home, windmill,
Yeah.
bloods,
I'll make it
and
bigger for you
maybe
guys.
the park.
There you go.
I have a very vivid memory of the area near the condo and the park and the bakery. I actually do on ground level memory. Heading over to the windmill. But like, why would I go to the barracks first?
I don't know.
I mean,
I just
also lemon. I'm gonna go see what
You
lemon
think it's a
is.
lemonade
the tiny
stand.
square that says lemon.
lemonade stand. The little girl was
I mean, it
selling
doesn't say lemonade stand. It just says
and
lemon.
snake oil.
So my point is, there's a lot more interesting things to look at. We're gonna go check them all. And you gave me a bunch of stuff. As far as I can tell, this is a big fucking list. I'm gonna go look at everything. And if it's like a mystery, it's detective time. You go check every little corner, and then you show back up
Right.
to the mayor's house, and you say, "I've solved it. It's Old Man Jenkins. He's embezzling money through the bar."
Right.
the
That would be
candlestick.
if it was a mystery, but it was there's this guy that is a wanted
It
criminal.
was a mystery. We didn't know who it was. It was a mystery.
I think there was a picture. Or was there?
So
Maybe it was a question mark. But the
I
had
was
a name.
explaining to my coworker, like, yeah, no, there's all these cool things to look at. And she's like, oh, you'll just go look at every cool thing. And I go, yeah. What about your man when you take him to like a museum or something or somewhere and or like a zoo? He's gonna look at everything, right? She's like, yes, he's gonna look at everything, every single thing. When we go to the fair, he wants like, it's too much walking. I don't want to go. This is what she says. So I'm like, yeah, when you go to a place that's kind of your thing, you want to look at it all. You don't just look at some of it. My example was when you go to wherever, like a zoo, and there's a safari thing where you get to ride in a vehicle and go see the lions in a giant field in a enclosure. They're like, oh, it starts in 2 hours. You're not going to sit and wait. You're going to look at everything, and then you're going to get into the enclosure. I figured
wanna point
we
out
go
that-
find things, figure out the clues, then we go to the lion trip, which is the bad guy, wherever that is.
Right. I just want to point out that you went everywhere except for the barracks, the storehouse,
Sucks.
and the old folks' home.
Sucks. The barracks had the story.
Yeah. That's where the guys were going to say,
storehouse?
yeah, we think he's out east somewhere. But no, I had to give you went to Gobs R Us. You got your soul branded on for their loyalty
Railroad.
rewards program.
Railroad.
To get some Gobs R Us loyalty rewards points, which can be exchanged for goods and services at this Gobs R Us and participating Gobs R Us chain chain.
You have a fast travel option with Gobs R Us.
Yes, there's a fast travel with Gobs R Us, but you gotta get a lot of Gob
It's
points.
insane. Collect Gob points and you need a member's card. And I explained how
It's not
the
a member's
condo
card,
was
it's on
this
your
and that.
soul.
I explained how there's a man who was biting a tree, just taking chunks out of it. I explained
Yeah, it was a guy
how...
who bet on blue maple tree.
I
Because
explained
Jake
how
asked
there
what
was,
kind of maple, and I just said, blue. And then it became blueberry flavor. Or blue raspberry.
Then there's like the snake lady or whatever it was in the windmill.
No, that was in the granary.
Same thing.
No, the windmill had the atheist guy in it that you scared.
The atheist guy?
Yeah.
I don't remember talking to him. I must.
I
have
believe I
converted
said,
him.
good heavens, whatever those are.
Oh. I didn't clock that you meant an atheist joke there.
Yeah.
I thought you were referring to us. I thought he was just rude.
Yeah. No, he was like, oh, I don't believe in all that.
Yeah, I didn't.
Magic
I don't
works
remember.
less on him. It's just smoke
His
and
lack of
mirrors.
faith makes him immune. Faith makes things
Resistant,
happen.
not immune. You had the bakery where you bought a foot by foot square
Wouldn't
thing of
wouldn't
hardtack.
theoretically like sorcery and wizardry still work on him just as effectively as they are studies of science more so?
Yeah, I guess.
And he's just like opposing
Yeah.
cleric and
Yeah.
eldritch.
Yeah.
That's a weird
That's just
dynamic
that ain't a
world.
guy. That's just a really big guy.
The scientists of the world oppose. No, they wouldn't, because they've studied. Because gods are physically things that have been.
Oh, yes.
notified
You don't
by
even know about
kings.
the Pantheon and the Forgotten God.
There's so many, and there's so many planes, and there's just beings abound. But it's an interesting idea
And
to
the
think that like the
consumer.
sorcerers and I mean
You'll meet the
sorcerers do weird
consumer at
things,
some
but
point.
you could say the
Don't worry
sorcerers and
about
the
it.
wizards are
He's
like
part
pro
of them.
science.
What did you just do to me?
Nothing. And the clerics and the the clerics and the what are the eldritch guys called?
Warlocks.
Yes, the clerics and the warlocks are. Well, to be fair, a warlock isn't faith built. They have a sugar daddy all the same.
Yeah.
But
And not always a sugar daddy.
that's weird. I suppose the cleric. See, it doesn't really make sense. I think that's kind of where I was going with my character, which he was going to kind of find out whether uh his faith in anything is enough, or if the faith is the source of his abilities, or if the god he prayed to was the source. And he was going to end up kind of defining his own moral compass and then potentially become either level up or handle that better or evolve in some regard, some special way or something.
I'm gonna
Or
be
just be
honest, bro. If
re-empowered
you
with the
find
levels he
some way
had.
to talk to one of the gods, it's probably gonna be a drunk one that just comes and rambles and then passes out in front of you.
Well, it wasn't really a question for the god. It was
Yeah.
more of an inner searching thing.
I see.
He came to question his faith, so it was supposed to be like a seeing if mechanically whether you need a deity to be a cleric, because clerics come to be clerics of domains at some point as well, which don't inherently have to do with the deity as far as I can tell. Clerics get weird looking at all the numbers and where everything goes for a cleric. It gets very weird checking. There's a reason they're a powerhouse, and it's very strange. They're just allowed to exist.
Yeah.
It's probably because they're the you're a powerhouse and you know everything, but the cleric is forced to be like the constant healer, and this, like they are limited by the party themselves. I don't know. Introspection aside, I kept explaining how all these things we kept finding to my coworker that none of these had to do with the story, and she's like, there's too much, there's so much. And I'm like, exactly, there's so much. Of course we didn't get done in a timely manner. We're looking at everything, and I'm sure half of it you made up on a whim because I went place you didn't think I was going to go, and you're like, come on, go to the barracks.
Yeah, like I said, I had only come up with things for town hall, the barracks, lemon, the granary, Gobs R Us, and the warehouse.
God, and you like tripled the amount of buildings that are available to go to.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I only really had planned the
can't
blacksmith
distract
and the
you. It'll
whitesmith
take too
because
long.
I put a blacksmith in and I was like, is there such a thing as a whitesmith? Oh, there is. And then I put
Which
it
is
in whitesmith.
effectively. I wouldn't be surprised if my brain was like, yeah, there's different people that do jewelry stuff, but my brain would assume that they're a jeweler, but there's a whitesmith.
Well, jeweler would be with jewelry and jewels. A whitesmith is more innate metalwork. He also had an armor piece with big tits. Or was it an anvil with big tits? I don't remember.
An anvil with big tits is very funny. I don't remember anything.
Yeah.
They were very normal people.
Oh yeah, everyone there was
Well,
normal.
also, when you first see this map and you
Same.
don't know whitesmiths exist, you're thinking, "Oh no, is this a race joke? We've got the blacksmith and the whitesmith. Am I gonna go there and I'm gonna be concerned that it's a race joke, and then I'm gonna show up and their last name is gonna be black, and the last name's gonna be white? They're both rival smiths, and it has nothing to do with anything. I have to visit both the smiths."
Yeah.
So lots of to dos other than
Yeah.
where your story didn't lie. Your story, I don't know.
I didn't have
I don't know.
a lot of story there.
It's not about the story itself so much as like
The story that was told.
I mean, Gobs R Us gave me a compass. Cool.
Yeah.
That was a way to get me on track. Although I am wondering and thinking about, if you're the DM, do you every building they enter because they're not in the direction you want to go, do you give them an option to get to the main story from there every time? I think every time's not good. You should let them derail sometimes.
Yeah.
But what's a good middle ground? Does it matter? Should there be one? I don't know. And that kind of conversation with a DM would be interesting. But
Yeah.
I explained that like you got to go everywhere and see everything and find all the goodies, the knickknacks, and the stuff, and all of the surprises and all of the information. And my coworker said, "Yeah, like in an RPG, you got to go find everything. You get all of the secrets and all of the stuff, and then you go back." And I'm like, "Exactly. You clear everything." So
Yeah.
she would clear every nook and cranny like I do when I play a game, which is how I worked into talking to her about Abiotic Factory, which we're playing, which is an excellent game. It's technically not finished, but it's got so much content so far. You could pick it up now. It should they should be finishing. A
Yeah.
lot of people are saying that they're actually producing content at a decent rate, and I saw an update not long ago anyway. So.
Yeah, I'll look at
And
I'll
not
take a
like
look at
the
it.
game updated. I mean, like they're like, "Hey, we're adding this to the game. This will be available upon release, but everyone who has it early access will just simply get it. So we're getting free content." Yay!
Yeah, they had a news
I don't know if
thing
you
on
read that
the
one.
first. A little over a
Is
week
that the
ago.
first? The one about the portal world that they're adding?
Looks like it.
So in Abiotic Factory, it's basically the starting premise that's about the same as Half-Life, where the scientists have been fucking around with space, time, and other bullshit, as well as
SCP.
we have like SCP containment shit happening in there, which again just leads to them fucking around with space and time and stuff. And not so much fucking with time, so much as the physics to stabilize things and mess with things and isolate things with space and also time. So started making portals and shit. Shit goes wrong, shit goes sideways, everything goes fucky, wucky, and then it's not good anymore. And then the infrastructure starts to derail, and you're a new hire, and you get in there, and your goal is to either get to the bottom of things, fix things,
Or get
or
out.
I don't know even what your job is. But hey, get in there.
Yeah, you were in the. Actually, this is all still the
I know.
introduction. You never left the
Technically.
onboarding. This is all part of the thing. Everybody goes through this.
Yeah, we zoom out at the end, and it's a
They are
fucking
messing with
PowerPoint
time.
presentation. It's a PowerPoint presentation. This is you're
Yeah.
No.
That's why you can
No.
respawn. Part of the thing. Part of
Yeah.
the onboarding.
They were just telling you what not to do. And then you that's a joke. We don't actually know that. So it does involve base building. So it's like, as much as it's like Half-Life, you can go around and cyclically keep doing things. And there's a lot of, if you liked the mechanic for Dark Souls where you end up back at like the starting shrine again because you went somewhere else, and ended up opening an area, and then find out that now you have an elevator that leads you back, or I open another door and here I am. Or I'm back where I started. Interesting. Okay, so I can rest here and start over again, or head out again and make a bunch of loops. It kind of does that, not completely. It's a very complicated building, very big. I am shocked at how much you can just keep going and going and going, and there's so much and so many ways to cycle back. They're not. It's not all perfect and poetic like Dark Souls, but it's impressive.
But there is
It's
a lot
nice.
of, at the very beginning, you look over there and you see, oh, across that gap there's a cool looking place. Wish I could go there. And then seemingly
Someday
halfway
you
through the game, you still haven't gotten over there.
right. And it also is that at some point in the game, you look over your balcony and then you go, that's where I was standing to look at this balcony. And it just happens out of nowhere. Because I've had that happen to me at least twice now, where I'm like, oh, I'm here. I'm at the place where I wanted to go. There wasn't a way to get there. It was just I happened to get here now. And sometimes you can just see where you've been, or where you are, where you used to be from where you are now.
Yeah.
Or you get there, and like another case where I saw that place where I wanted to go but couldn't, and then I ended up there, and there was a zip line, so we could just head straight back into where we were, but not the other way.
Yeah.
So very good. I think it's very good level design because it's not super crowded. It's not
I
super
think
this
it's
way,
very
that way,
good
the other thing.
uneven design. As you said,
Took me a
level.
second. It took me a second.
Yeah.
I got it though.
Yeah.
I got it.
Okay. There was a
Not parallel
uncomfortable
with
pause.
the magnetic field. I got it. I got it. I figured it out.
I see. Yeah. I
Got
get
it.
it. I get
So
it
in that game, I myself keep carrying around a sofa
now. Golfer.
because I need a place to sleep, because the game has mechanics for eating and
Sleeping
drinking
and
and
pooping.
sleeping and pooping, and various buffs and debuffs in many different forms, with armor and weapons and guns and stuff.
Yeah.
So I keep carrying on the sofa. Part of the reason I did that is because I like the sofa. It's cool. It's that like old green one that you maybe have seen like from the 80s or the 70s in your grandparents' house or your great
That has
grandparents'
arsenic
house.
on it.
Yes, and it's like
that book in my basement that we think is painted with arsenic.
the book.
The green book in my basement.
The green book. It's that. What you have is a grimoire.
But it's not the
Cursed science of chemistry. Grimoire.
but it's not the 200-year-old Bible that's in the basement on the other shelf.
That's a holy book. It's not a grimoire.
Right.
It's a tome. It's a different benefit. But that sofa's like the. I don't even know if I could Google it.
Yeah.
It's what do you call that? It's like it's plaid basically.
Yeah.
It's mostly green, but it's also like got streaks of red.
You could
and
ask
black and white in
ChatGPT because we had a video we wanted to find of an old documentary on like the evolution of computers and tech, like robots and stuff. And
kind of like this one. Should I?
And ChatGPT was able to find it by the description of, in the beginning there was this robot hand that built up blocks, and then at the end of the show it unbuilt the blocks and then unplugged itself and then went limp.
Oh.
For those wondering, it is a video under the title of The Machine That The Machine That Changed the World, Episode 1, Great Brains. I'll send it to Mark because he's going to watch it and say, hey, that's a video.
No. No. I can't find this, but imagine an old ugly sofa that's plaid, but like really plaid, like it's threaded plaid. So it's not really plaid in clear shapes.
Yeah, imagine that.
But it's clearly crossed with different colors, but mostly green, a lighter green, and then it's probably got red, black, and white, kind of off balancing it. Very weird 70s look to it. I've been carrying around that sofa because heavy object mean more strength. I'm maxed out on strength, so I don't need any more, but it's also a place to rest. If you go down, if you lose all your health, you're on the ground for a limited amount of time until somebody helps you back up. Then if you go down again and you hadn't slept yet, you are gonna die for dead and respawn.
perish.
Exactly. So you need a nap. So after I beat the shit out of everyone in the room, it's time to take a nap. Because I'm either tired and EP or because I've been revived by the medic and I need to do that before the next time I get brained by an unlucky shot. I'm going down for the permanent night. So that amongst carrying around like a water cooler and other shit like that. She finds it hilarious that people keep asking me for the sofa and I put it down. I thought it was hilarious and just said it to her as well. I'm tired.
Mark, I'm
Is there a
tired. Leg
the amount of
hurt.
times, and it's more like someone says, "Man, I need to sleep." Oh shit! Or I went down. I got to go back and sleep. And I go, "There's a place to sleep right here." What are you talking about? I looked at every room.
In
There's
my
no sofa anywhere.
pants.
Right in front
sofa.
of me, and then they walk into the room, and I'm assembling it with a screwdriver. Sleep right here. What the fuck? Are you just carrying that with you? Yeah. Did you find it? No, it's from home. Brought my home comforts with me. And that's my bed, my personal bed. So
Persona bed.
Persona bed. It's a lovely game. I'm enjoying so much about the immersive mechanics and how those are developing as we go along here.
But nobody likes
the
it when
scary-
you talk in game chat
Scary
as
woman.
a science nerd.
Oh, but you can't. It's hilarious. Customize your character. You look great.
I have Coke bottle glasses.
We stream some of it, so I'm sure we have a really big audience that watches this and doesn't
Yeah.
watch our streams. You
Yeah,
should come watch the stream.
twitch.tv/Anman4.
That's right.
Or
Ant-Man 4.
youtube.com/Anman4.
That's right. Ant-Man 4. Or join the Discord so you can be alerted
Yeah.
when he's streaming
Yeah.
on either or.
When I remember, because the bot that I have specifically to do that doesn't do that.
Or it does it 45 minutes after the fact.
Yeah. But it hasn't
Or
done
45
recently.
minutes after you finished recording that one time. It did it like 20 minutes after.
Yeah.
Hey, we're streaming. Buddy. We are going to bed, actually.
It's over.
So,
wait, which one is it? Which one does
Lovely game. Lovely game. I'm enjoying how you're like building up your base and you think you've got your lovely, wonderful base. And I won't say what happened, but something happens and then you're no longer safe. I mean, you're still safe, but it makes you unnerving. And I'm sure that'll go away because I feel safer now already after some more things we did. But I'll just get it. I'm one who hates seeing the stuff I built go away or be destroyed or start over or have to pick it up and redo it all the damn time. As much as I like fiddling with my base to get it perfect like that, I don't enjoy the forceful expansion in a lot of different ways. This is very fun and interesting on how the atmosphere exists and then keeps growing. And there is a chunk of reading that can be done, but you can also skip and not read a bunch of it because almost everything's like voice except for emails that you read off of people's computers, which gives you a lot more lore and some pictures sometimes. But it's nice. It's nice. It's excellent. It's very good. It's lovely. I'm very close to calling it a beloved game, and I only have so many games that I call beloved. So, yeah, 70s plaid couch is definitely what I'm thinking of. Oh, that's a cool fucking couch. So I've got couches pulled up. That's
Yeah,
a
Mark.
cool S shape.
Mark likes.
If
his
you have a
good
couch like that in the 70s, by God, you were laundering money, or you're getting paid way more to do what you didn't know how to do at the time. That's not. You didn't get money to do that. You're top dog.
Whoa.
You're top dog, or you never see your family ever. Shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, more like that one, but anyway.
Well, we got anything else to
I'm getting tired coming to Screeching Hall. I don't have many more ideas or thoughts in my head. I ate a lot of bread
we
today.
got
That was bad.
real quick. We got our printing press in the old shop moving.
Oh, you can print presses now.
Yeah.
Or you can press prints.
Yeah. Which hasn't been moving in well, you see, my father said
70
that
years.
it hasn't moved from the corner of the shop since he was alive. And it's had a rope around it, or around one part of it, so it probably never moved in his entire life until a week ago. And now it's freed
Nice.
up. It's pretty good. Runs decent.
Hell yeah.
It's been
Have the useless
it's
crap
been
become
through it
useful
though.
again.
It's been through it though. And it's missing a few parts, but
She's still got some spunker. She can still go.
got grease in them joints and also dirt.
Yay. That's good for it. Rub some dirt on it.
Right.
Gets me going.
So anyway, at some
Rub
point,
dirt on it.
perhaps I'll print some things off at some for like giveaway things. Who knows?
Yeah. Give me a big poster.
Yeah, big poster.
Give me a big poster.
Anyway, we're
Poster with something
developing
obscene
and
on it.
everything.
Something terrible. Yeah, we're falling apart. We
Yeah,
should probably
that's
stop
everything we got at the moment. Check out the Discord in
I
the
didn't even think of,
description. Check out
you know.
twitch.tv/Antman4. Check out Antman4 on YouTube. Like, follow, comment, subscribe. Do the things. Do all the things, guys. You know what to do. Hit that bell. That's all we got. Be
The
safe,
owner of
happy,
the
healthy,
stage
drink
is
water, wear seatbelt. Don't stare into that sun, no matter how hot it is. And until next time. Bye, guys.
If clouds go by the sun, you won the blinking contest.